Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to our next SPAG lesson. So, just as usual, open up your book for me. SPAG at the top of your page. Today's LO, which is again to recognise parenthesis, and today's date, which is Thursday, the 21st of January. Just a reminder, of course, you can pause, rewind, rewatch the video at any point. And when you see this icon, that is when I'd like you to do some writings into your book for me, please. Okay, let's crack on then. So, which sentence below is used parenthesis correctly? Mr. Field, who is 22 years old, enjoys playing rugby with his friends, who are also 22, each Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. Or there is Mr. Field, who is 22 years old, enjoys playing rugby with his friends, who are also 22, each Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. Okay, so pause the video, have a little go at this one. Which sentence uses parenthesis correctly? Let's have a look. Of course, it is that second one. The first one doesn't really make sense on its own at all. We've just got a dash in the middle here, okay, and no ending punctuation there. Again, no punctuation there either with the comma, okay. So, of course, it is the second one. Name the punctuation used for parenthesis in the following sentence. So, Waleed, who loves to play sport, will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow and is having a bowling party. Bowling parties are his favourite. So, what is the punctuation used there? Okay, so we have got a pair of commas, of course, here. There's extra bit of information here, and a dash here, because adding information onto the end. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pair of dashes. If it's where the second bit of punctuation needs to be is the end of the sentence. So we've got a full stop instead. Circle the punctuation used for the parentheses in the sentence below. So all you have to do is just highlight this in your head. So my next door neighbour, whose house is attached to ours, has a large tree in his back garden and his children love to climb it. So that, of course, the punctuation is our commas. Nice and easy, that one. Again, we'll underline the parentheses in the sentence below. Have a go at this one in your head. So in the small town of Dewsbury, where people love to socialise with their friends, there was a big party to celebrate the new year. Where is the parenthesis there? Okay, let's have a look at our answer. Of course, it is that bit there. It's separated, it's added on the extra bit of information with these two dashes. True or false then? Commas are used correctly for parentheses in the sentence below. Even though the shops were just about to close, my dad sent me to go and buy some bread and milk for the morning. Okay. My dad, who really wanted some toast for the morning, sent me to the shops to buy some. So which here has used commas correctly to add parentheses? Okay, have a quick go at that one. Okay, of course, it is our second one is true and our first one is false. Two commas there, a pair of commas, adding in that extra information in the middle of our sentence. Okay, which of these following sentences use correct punctuation to show parentheses? So I'll let you read through these, highlight which ones you think use the punctuation to show parentheses correctly. So pause the video and have a go at that. Okay, let's have a look at our answers then. So I don't know why, but for some reason A and B swap over here when I did this. So B was correct. So there are 3 large bookshelves at the back of our classroom for us to take home to read. Mystery books are our favourite. They're using the dash, adding that extra bit of information on. That parenthesis is there at the end. And the bottom one is showing parentheses with brackets instead. This one here obviously doesn't use parentheses at all. No punctuation in it apart from this little hyphen, which is just connecting 2 words. No actual punctuation in there. Okay, and finally, so I'd like to do some writing on this one now. A little bit of a trickier one. So Sinead and Josh are using dashes to show parentheses. Who has used it correctly? Explain how you know. So read these sentences. Choose which one of these 2 people has used the punctuation correctly to add parentheses, and then explain why. Explain why you know that whoever it is has used parentheses correctly. So pause the video, give that a go, and then we'll run through the answer. Okay, let's have a look then. So we know that Sinead has used punctuation to show parentheses correctly because she has used a single dash here to mark the extra information. So she's put the dash there and she's added a parenthesis, an extra bit of information, a relative clause at the end of this sentence here. Okay. However, Josh has used a pair of dashes, which is absolutely fine, but he's used them incorrectly because he's marked information that is needed part of the main clause, not the relative clause. So he's adding this little bit in, but it's already part of the main clause. He doesn't need these dashes. Okay, if these dashes were there, it would be absolutely fine. He's not adding extra information. So Okay, so Sinead is correct because of this dash adding that extra bit of information, whereas Josh has used a pair of dashes, which is fine, but he's not adding any extra information in there anyway. Okay, it would make sense with the main clause. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, Year 5, is to complete the worksheet that is attached to the website, and I will hopefully see you all later for our live lesson. Enjoy the rest of your day.